Hello everyone, my name is Robin. Welcome to my very first video. I'm going to tell you what my channel is going to be about in this video, so it might be brief. So this is about the journey. I left a long-term situation. I left my marriage after almost 30 years of marriage, and I have been trying to rebuild my life in the last 5 years. So this is not about husband bashing. This is really about the journey, my journey. So it's not going to be a lot about my marriage, but I want to share the narrative of what my life has been like in the last 5 years. It's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, getting knocked down and back up again. But I want to share my story and my journey with others who are thinking about leaving a long term situation. It is not easy, it is very difficult. And when I look on YouTube, there are so many channels out there talking about defining what abuse is and all the psychological definitions of what's going on in your relationship. However, I never find anyone talking about their real story and their life situation and how do they get from there to there and how do they survive all this. So my channel is going to be about my 5 year journey. I am still on that journey, but I want to share it. I don't want anyone to know that they are alone because when I was going through this, I was alone. I had no one to turn to, or I thought I had no one to turn to because I felt like no one is really going to understand what I've been through. I also want to inspire others to find their inner courage and their strength to do what I did because it's very difficult, and especially as an older person. I left my spouse when I was 58. I'm 64 now, and I want to help other people that they have to dig deep, find that strength, find that courage, and they can do it too if this is what you choose to do. What I did was diving into the deep end and swimming to the top. I don't recommend it to anyone. And if you are going to leave with nothing like I did, you have to be desperate and you have to find inner strength and courage. And I only left with nothing because there was nothing left. We went through bankruptcy, we lost everything, and so there was nothing left to even take. So this channel is really about my wisdom, my knowledge, my input, my insight, and also my spiritual journey. So as that one life was ending, God and Jesus were picking up another life for me to share with you and other people. So I'm also a psychic medium. I started my own website, and this channel really is not going to be about my psychic insights. It's really just going to be about a narrative of what my life has been like in the last 5 years and pulling my shit together most of the time. So this, I hope you are inspired. I hope you get some knowledge or some wisdom from me. And let me just start with a little bit of my background. I am originally from New Jersey. And I was working in Manhattan in the late 80s, and I was fixed up on a blind date with a gentleman who was from the Netherlands, Antilles. He is actually from Curacao, and he was the son of a very prominent, wealthy lawyer on the island. And I fell in love with him immediately on a first date. And we lived a very nice life. It was a life that was full of surprises, excitement. He and I were just very energetic, dynamic, and we did a lot. And I was a stay-home mom, but I was very involved with schools. I served on boards, and I was never sitting around for long. My husband traveled the world, so I had to carry that ball at home quite a bit, very often. So down the road, we had a very happy marriage for 20 years. We were happy. We had we loved each other, and our children were wonderful. We had pets. We had a beautiful home. We had a home in New Hampshire. We traveled the world with our children, which was extra special. And everything fell apart. Everything fell apart, and we lost everything, and we had to declare bankruptcy. We lost everything. So the bank wanted to foreclose on our home in New York, where was our primary residence, and they gave us a date that we were supposed to move out, and we were packing to leave on that date. But the bank came a week early because what is often a procedure, what banks do is they show up a week early and kick you out so you cannot destroy your property as you leave. So on a Friday morning, we get up, we get dressed, everything's normal, we're packing up the house, and out of the blue, the sheriff and the police come and knock on our door. My ex tells me not to answer the door while he's on the phone with his lawyer. However, they brought a locksmith and they broke in and kicked us out. So the home that I knew for 22 years, that I brought my children home with, and I loved my home. I built my, home to be a nest for my whole family and our pets. And we were thrown out after 22 years. And it was horrifying. So I will get back to that in another video, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a prequel what's the other video is going to be like. So then we went through eviction. We were homeless. And then the next month, I had to put my cat down alone on my birthday. And that's not the worst part. We're going to get to more worse parts. So then another 2 months later, my father passed away, which was one of the most harrowing things of my life. And that experience tore me to pieces and put me in a deep depression. And so the last 5 years have been a journey of healing, spiritual awakening, moving forward, following my passion, great transition, surviving it all because it's been one really crazy, insane journey. But I want to share so I can help other people who are going through this. If I can help just one or two people out there to tell them you are not alone, you are also not crazy, because my ex did call me that I was a little insane, how could I leave him? I want you to know your feelings are validated here. You are not making this up. If you are being manipulated or psychologically or emotionally abused, it's not in your head. It is probably happening. And let me just state for the record, I was not physically abused, but we did get to some narcissistic rage that was almost getting to the physical part, but I left just in time. And I want everyone to know what I've been through, the process, and what my journey has been like. I believe you are the author of your own story. I believe in happiness is a choice. I make happiness my choice every single day. I want to send out a positive message. I am a very happy, positive person, and we all have our cross to bear. Everyone will go through crap in their life. Everyone. You may go through it in the beginning, the middle, or the end of your life, but you will go through crap. No one goes through life unscathed, and you also will have issues in your life, and things will fall apart. But that is not how I will be defined. I will not let my marriage or my situation define who I am. I will be the one. I am the author of my own story, and you can be the author of your own story also. So I welcome you to my channel, and I hope I see you every week. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments, and I will be happy to get to them. And let me just say as a disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I am not a therapist. I do not give advice, because what fits for my story will not necessarily fit for yours. Your journey is your journey. My journey is my journey. You have to follow your own path. But I can give comments, but I will not give you advice on what you have to do in your own life. That is not what this is about. This is about sharing and showing you that it can be done. Someone has done it, and you will have to find this really strong person within, because this journey is not for the weak. When I first left, my husband, my daughter asked me, "So what is it like, Mom?" And I told her it was like climbing Mount Everest backwards at my age. So again, I welcome you to my channel, and please always remember, you are the author of your own story. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.